This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet injuries and additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
No one has the balls to stand up like I'm doing right now. Stop the crap already. We're all Americans. We're all equal. I don't see black. I don't see Asian. I don't see anything but American. Welcome to Bo Dietl's One Tough Podcast. Well, it's a week away until Election Day. You know what? I just don't want to believe that we're going to have this red wave. I just don't want to believe anything till it happens because I've seen this before. And if people don't come out, and remember, you're not voting for abortion because abortion is not what you're voting for now. There are abortions in New York. Abortion's legal. So let's stop the crap about this. You're not voting for Snaggletooth, the guns that are killing people out there. We're voting for people who are pulling the triggers of the guns to go to jail. That's what we're doing right now. And yes, this week, I was really pissed off. The traffic in New York City started, I believe it was Monday morning. Everything shut down. FDR Drive shut down. Everything shut down. I thought there was a serious accident. Yeah, I guess it was a serious accident. The moron was in town. President Biden was in town. They shut all the roads off, screw up all the traffic. He came into New York City to go to a funeral for the other idiot, the Secretary of State there. His father died. God forbid. I'm very sorry about that. But you know what? Did he have to come and screw up my traffic and screw up the people in New York? Stay in your basement in Washington. Stay the hell out, okay? So now, I think the biggest election in a long time is going to be next week because if we don't change what's going on now, the most important change or two more most important changes in our area. One is we got to get Lee Zeldin elected. Again, call up people who are Democrats, people who are independents. Please, the most important issues, I really believe, are the crime issue, also the inflation now. I just heard this morning they're raising the interest rates. You're not going to be able to afford anything anymore. We have to change across the board. And when you're flicking the switch there, please, you got to vote for the Republican side so we can change what's going on in Washington. Let's curb this inflation. Let's demand that we open up our pipelines, that we open up our natural resources so we don't have to be dependent upon Saudi Arabia, Russia, or China or anything. We have our own natural resources. Look, I'm for green. I am for green. Let's do it over a course of time between 30 and 40 years. You can't flick the damn switch. Okay, now we got my girlfriend here, Snaggletooth Empress Ming Hochul. She comes out with this new thing, Less is More Act. This is the less is more. Now what she wants to do is she wants to stop the people on parole. If you commit a crime, guess what? She don't want you to have to go back to jail. She feels sorry for the cop killers. She feels sorry for people who are violent felons. Who's feeling sorry for the poor people who are the victims? This idiot. Now, all of a sudden, what just came up to be, and I remember it distinctly, and I remember it was like yesterday. It was in 1988. There was a young man there who I knew his father, and I knew his brother, and his name was Police Officer Edward Byrne. He was guarding a main witness in Jamaica on a murder, and then all of a sudden, these two pieces of garbage, Scott Cobb and another idiot there, Philip Copeland, came up and they assassinated this young man, a young man in his early 20s, in the prime of his life, was assassinated at this time. And what they did was they put him in jail, but the old electric chair, they didn't give him that. And the life parole, I guess that doesn't work anymore because now they're facing to be released and they want to be released. This is Hochul's new Less is More Act. Less is more. I can't wait to see you lose, Hochul. Snaggletooth, you've got to go because you don't have a clue. What you should do is get some teeth implants, rip those other front teeth out, and get some real normal-looking teeth, first of all. Now, all of a sudden, we have people in our country that have to choose what are your most important issues. I believe the most important issues, again, is the crime issue. Fear. Yeah, there's really fear. Because you will, or someone you know, or someone you love will become a victim. I can guarantee you that. And that's going to happen in the near future unless we change the direction. And then my heart goes out to Mr. Pelosi. I don't want to see anybody get smashed in the head with a friggin' hammer. But that's what happened. That's what happened. This psychopath, when it came into his house, whatever his reasoning behind, it was still a psychopath. And guess what? Do you know what? He was illegally in this country. The same as there's over 10 million people who are illegally in our country. Now, we're talking about 10 million that have come in, they have gotten pieces of paper, and 95% of them don't return to the ICE to go for a hearing or anything. So now we have them. Then we have the ones that sneak, of course, we don't even know about. I will guarantee you there are over 10 million that are running around our country that are illegal. And this guy, he was a nut. We know he's a nut. But you know what? They're trying to make it a political issue. Now, of course, they got to bring out Trumpy Dumpy there. Leave Trump alone. He's not running right now. Is this the only issue you have? Trump and abortion. Really, I don't think about those two issues. What I think about every day is worrying about my family. And I worry about your families and people who are walking around this city, state, and country who are going to become the victims of the crime epidemic there because we're not getting the criminals off the street. And all Hochul talks about is this gun crap. Again, Hochul, I never seen a gun jump up and shoot somebody. How about let's get the guys or gals who are pulling the trigger? Look at that poor woman upstate New York this past couple of days. Her husband beat the hell out of her, but no bail. He got out, and you know what he ended up doing? He came back and he killed that beautiful woman upstate. And that's your fault, Hochul. That's your bail. That's your let him out bail reform crap. The blood of that woman is on your hands, Hochul. And anybody can listen to me. Please, when you go in that voting booth, think of what I'm saying. That poor woman would be alive today if it wasn't for this stupid bail reform. And we certainly have to change it. And then all of a sudden, Hochul comes up with this stupid plan that, let's flood the subways with more cops. Yeah, the only problem is we're flooding. Now they're taking the response team. This is this elite strategic response team. It was formulated years ago after 9/11. It was supposed to be if there's any signs of any kind of a terrorist activity. Now the manpower's so low right now, they have to use them for the criminality in our precincts. Also, hey, Mayor Eric Adams, soon you're not going to have any more reserves. 4,000 cops are retiring this year, and I'll guarantee you next year there'll be more. I don't know. We're in the low 30,000s of cops in New York City. We used to be up near 40,000 at our biggest, strongest period of time. That means there's 1/4 less cops out there now than it was at our most important thing. Now, the problem is the cops that are coming on. Who the hell wants a job, first of all, for $42,000 a year? What are you going to eat, hamburger helper? Oh, we'll get food stamps for the cop. How do you expect to get professional police officers out there, paying them $42,000 a year starting salary? Talking about cops, hey, Pat Lynch, I got a real problem with you. When I see you, I'm going to tell you right to your face. I pray that Lee Zeldin wins. How dare you give Snaggletooth Empress Ming $25,000 of my cops' money? Cops are outraged what you're doing. You still haven't endorsed Lee Zeldin. What are you waiting for, chump? What are you waiting for, the polls to get closer? You know, you're very obvious, Pat, what you're doing. Every union is up there with their hands out to Snaggletooth Hochul, Empress Ming. Oh, I want this, I want this. Now, all of a sudden, my friend from Vornado, Steve Roth, he decided, I don't want that $1 billion tax incentive to build 6 new buildings on the west side. You know why? You know why he doesn't want it? Because everyone's leaving New York. You understand? There's not going to be anybody in these office buildings. You understand? Everybody is leaving New York and going to Florida, Texas, to Carolina because of the environment of what's going on. He even backed off and says, Finzies, I'm not going to build these buildings. I don't need the $1 billion tax incentive because if I build the buildings, there's nobody going to be going and renting the damn buildings. He realizes that is a signal to everyone. This is going down fast. Then all of a sudden now landlords are trying to jack prices up on people. They better be happy that they got any tenants at all. And I'm going to tell you something. It's just one of the most unbelievable things what we're facing next Tuesday. Please, again, I just pray and I beg people, please pick up the phone to everyone you know. We need everyone to come out and vote. I don't care if you like Republicans or not. It's the only way that we can change the direction of where we're going right now. And then my friend Tish, the Attorney General, Letitia James Tish. Okay, so listen to this one.
Plan on flying? In order to board domestic flights, your driver's license or state-issued ID must be a real ID. Learn how to get your real ID today at tsa.gov/real ID or visit your local DMV.
All of a sudden, my friend, you got a great guy, the Republican side, Michael Henry. He's running for Attorney General. Very smart. But she refused to have a debate. You know why she didn't want to have a debate? Because she didn't want to deal with the tough questions. Instead of going after Donald Trump, why aren't you going after Snaggletooth, Empress Ming Hochul for her corruption? For that one deal, $637 million of COVID tests. We paid double. That's $300 million. New York State paid more. Oh, excuse me. And I told Lee, you should have asked her, did you get $300,000 into your campaign? Absolutely she did. And if that ain't pro quo, I don't know what is a pro quo. That is the crow crowing. She's corrupt. And that whole deal up there in Buffalo, the whole deal with the stadium with her husband getting this enormous deal. And then let's even go back. Why didn't you go after Tish James? Why didn't you go after Big Bird de Blasio and his wife with his pay for play? This is what an attorney general should do. And again, I told Mike, and we need to vote for him, Michael Henry, for attorney general. I told him I'd come out of retirement. Give me a couple of detectives, and I guarantee you we'll get the evidence and we'll start indicting these corrupt politicians. I'm tired of corrupt politicians. Across this country, that's all we have. People go into politics with nothing, and they come out being worth $100 million. Something's wrong with that. And I think the only way that we can change this is change what's going on across our country. And please, elections are so important. And this is one of the most important. Because if we're able to take over Congress back, and God willing, we're even able to swing the Senate. I mean, look at Pennsylvania. That's a ground ball. That friggin' Morin Fetterman with the electrode coming out of his neck. I mean, the guy doesn't even know where he is. And the people of Pennsylvania can't be that naive and that stupid where they'll want to elect somebody like that. At least Oz, who I know for 25, 30 years, is an intelligent man. God knows he's one of the greatest heart surgeons. He's got a brain. And why do you think he's running? What do you think? He's running for notoriety? He had his own friggin' shows. He's running because he wants to help this great country get back on its feet and turn us in the right direction. And all of a sudden, now, I saw the other day, Hochul, when she comes into New York, she took the subway. I think she took the subway one stop or two stops with 19 bodyguards. Oh, it's safe. Oh, murders are down. Shootings are down. Hey, Hochul, what about every other crime? Robbery, assault, rapes. They're all up 35%, you snaggletooth fool. What, that doesn't count? Oh, because we don't have enough kills yet. And again, I always say, thank God for our emergency service workers. People are being saved when they're being shot. And that's why the homicides are a little lower. Is that enough? Oh, we'll only have 400 murders this year. Looks like we're going to have. Oh, so that means that we're down a little bit? Come on, stop the crap. If it was your relative that got shot and killed, you wouldn't be telling me about crime down. Crime is not down. And it's not a fixation of my mind. And it is not some sort of I think it's just people's feelings. No, fear is real. Fear is real. Fear is when people walk around looking behind them, looking around, worried about getting on the train, worrying about getting pushed in front of a train. That's real. And then Hochul, you think you could drive around. Now, all of a sudden, your license plate now, you could go through red lights, traffic cams, but they can't read your license plate. I tried that game. I put some plastic clear thing over my license plate because they said in the advertisement, don't get picked up on a traffic camera if you're going 30 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone. They won't see your license plate. I put it on one day. All of a sudden, I go to my office, I come out, I got a $100 ticket on my car. I ripped that plastic thing right off, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to play this game. And you shouldn't be playing this game, Hochul. Why should you be allowed to run through traffic cams, speed cameras? You should be able to play by the rules like everyone else. But no, you're special. You're special. And then we know what's going on with my friend. We know what's going on. I feel bad. No, I don't. Chris Cuomo is crying because he is not able to get anybody to watch his new show. His new show is on this News Nation. They threw him off CNN. And nobody wants to watch him. Yeah, because my friend Eric Bolin, my friend Newsmax Eric Bolin, one of the great people on TV now, is just demolishing him. So he wants to change his time period because he doesn't want to go against Eric Bolin. Tough bananas. You know what you should do, Chris? You're in good shape, Chris. Maybe you should go out to the Hamptons and retire and go into swimming marathons, go run some marathons or something, because you're all finished, you and your brother. And I'm talking about your brother. I really believe that when my friend Michael Henry comes in, we should reinvestigate Andrew Cuomo for what he did when he was in the governor's office, because he got away with a lot of things. There's a lot of corruption, and we need a guy like Michael Henry. Remember, you vote on the Republican side, you're going to have a change, and the change is going to be very noticeable. It's not going to be business as normal. And again, I think the most important part of this will probably be my last podcast, but I'll be on Tuesday morning on Bernie and Sid's show. But this is my last podcast before the election. So I think this is my most important podcast to plead with everyone. Call up people you know, and please get out and vote. Let's shock the nation, bringing a Republican governor in, Lee Zeldin. Let's shock the nation, bringing in Michael Henry. Let's shock the nation with all these congressional seats, state, senate, assembly seats, and show a real change in our direction. Forget about red waves. No, what we call this is cleaning out the corruption and the garbage. That's what we need. And I plead to everyone, please get out there and vote. Please, I can't beg you so much. And again, right now, what we're facing, think about what I'm just going to say again. What are the most important issues to you? Now they're talking about, the women's right. The women's rights are all there. I love women, and I really believe they have the right to choose. That is not what's issue now. What's at issue right now is crime, inflation, and the border. We now just saw what happened to Pelosi's husband. God, the guy is illegal in this country. Maybe if he was able to been caught for being illegal in this country, maybe he wouldn't have gone to Pelosi's house. Maybe he wouldn't have put that hammer in her husband's head. He was an illegal person in our country, and there are 10 million like that. We don't even know what the hell is in our country. First thing you do, the new Republican Congress and hopefully Republican Senate, is to change the border security. Let's tighten our border up. Then let's start to investigate who's in our country. When someone gets picked up with no identification, we have to identify who they are. Because when they commit crimes, there's not going to be any record of them. We're not going to know who robbed, raped, or killed somebody because there'll be no record of the person. We have to take a full view of what's going on. And now all of a sudden, the newest news that came out is, hey, maybe Iran's going to whack Saudi Arabia. These are issues. These are issues that we have to deal with. I just saw the other day, there was an asteroid coming at us. There's a lot of issues out there. But to me, the most pressing issues are what Election Day is all about on Tuesday. please, everyone listen. Anybody that wants to ever reach out to me, you could go to my website. It's investigationswithanS.com. Or you could call me up at my offices if you need anything, any kind of really good investigation, any kind of real good security. You could call me at 212-557-3334, and that's Bo Dietl Associates. I've been there for almost 39 years now. I'll be there. I'm staying in New York. I'm not running away. I'm fighting, but I need help. I need to fight with a good government behind me. We have to change the direction. Please, please, please vote on Tuesday and get everyone you know to vote. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be around next week. And remember, tune into my true crime story. We got some good stuff coming up. Everybody, remember, please have everyone vote. Please, please, please. And let's celebrate next Wednesday when we have a new regime in this city, state, and country. Thank you very, very much.
Hello, folks. Larry Kudlow here. Pay attention, because China is leading the largest anti-American alliance since World War II. One that's already dumped U.S. bonds, grabbed 43 million acres of our farmland, and is plotting to dethrone the dollar. That's why IRA and 401k savers are protecting their savings with gold. Please go to freegoldguide.com/Kudlow or just call 800-621-3908 for your free gold guide on how to protect your wealth with gold 100% tax-free.